The Boston Celtics started this year off as the first team to hit 40 wins, the team that everybody thought was the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. And then they kind of slipped up. They've fallen down to the number 2 seed behind the Milwaukee Bucks, who got red hot for a stretch there. But this is a team behind Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum that you cannot count out quite yet. I mean, this is a team that a lot of people think is the best in the league, and they weren't even healthy while they were being considered to be the best team in the league. They get the Time Lord back. Their defense improves astronomically. We're going to talk about that. Marcus Smart, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, is having a much better year. Malcolm Brogdon, one of the most slept-on acquisitions in the offseason. And then Al Horford, still doing it at age 36. So we're going to be talking all about the Celtics here today, talking about their playoff chances. So make sure to like button and leave me a comment. And let's go ahead and get started. Are they still the favorites? Let's look at this. We use the old 40 before 20 rule here to determine that, yes, they are contenders. If you win 40 games before you have 20 losses, true contender. They've won 7 of their last 9 games. First in the net, 4th in points per game, and 3rd in offensive rating. So a very elite team on the offensive side of the ball, but they're also pretty elite defensively. Now, a guy that they hope to have back soon is going to be Danilo Gallinari. He hopes to be back for the NBA playoffs. He was brought in to take some pressure off of an aging Al Horford, and obviously we don't know how good of a job he would have done, but if he can come back in time for the playoffs, get ready, get lined up right in time to go ahead and get going, get the chemistry up, I think he would be a very welcome addition for the Celtics, who still have a somewhat weak bench unit. Now, the defense on this team, like I said, once the Time Lord came back, has really improved. 8.3 points per game, 8.5 rebounds a night. He is a monster out there. The number 1 rated defensive player in the league a couple of times. He's pretty dang good. 74% from the field in 26 minutes per game. And the block numbers are not where they have been in the past, but he is still a very good rim protector. 1.3 blocks in 26 minutes, also 1.4 assists a night. Now, his buddy in the defensive side, or on the defensive side of the ball, Marcus Smart, averaging 11.2 points and 3.4 rebounds. But my biggest, the place that I've been the most impressed with Marcus Smart this year, not on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of things, or excuse me, I said that backward, not on the defensive side of the ball, but on the offensive side of things. Still not shooting it the most efficient, 42% from the field, 36% from 3, but the assist to turnover ratio for Marcus Smart this year has been so much better. 6.4 assists to only 2.3 turnovers, and he's also averaging 1.6 steals per game. Now, Marcus Smart coming in could have a little something to do with that, but this was a Celtics team that was plagued by turnover issues last year in the playoffs, and that's something they really look to improve this offseason, or last offseason. Now, another thing that they were trying to improve was that defense. On December 1st, 20th in defensive rating, 14th in opponents' points per game. You throw the Time Lord back in there, and things just completely shifted. Nowadays, they sit at number 5 in opponents' points per game and have the 4th best defensive rating in the NBA. That's pretty good numbers. That just shows to you how important Rob Williams is for this Celtics team. Now, last year they were 12th in points per game, 7th in offensive rating, but Joe Mazzulla, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, seems to be a much more offensive-minded head coach than Ime Udoka, who is more of a defensive guy. Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, both great offensive players. They could potentially be the best duo in the league. I mean, they're definitely top 3 or 4 in the league right now. We'll start with Jaylen Brown, who does not get anywhere near the amount of credit he deserves. 26.5 points per game and 7 rebounds. Those are monster numbers. Those are numbers that usually would get you a shout-out. It would get you maybe 3rd team All-NBA, definitely into an All-Star game, 49% from the field, 35% from 3, and you'd be the talk of the town. Unfortunately, Jayson Tatum is also on your team. Well, I guess fortunately, because they're going to be in the competition for an NBA championship for a long time. 3.2 assists per game and 1.1 steals per game as well for Jaylen Brown. He's having a really good start to his career. Very underrated. But it's because this man right here, Jayson Tatum, averages 30 and 9. 30 points per game for the 19-year-old is just astonishing, and then 9 rebounds on top of that. Also shooting at 46% from the field, 35% from 3. I mean, one of the best young duos in the NBA. What, a 24-year-old Jaylen Brown and a 19-year-old Jayson Tatum, who also averages 4.7 assists and 1 steal. It's looking really nice up in Boston. Very, 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 very good young duo. Something else that was very, very, very good was the Malcolm Brogdon move this year. 14.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3.6 assists per game this year for the Celtics. And he's not even playing big-time minutes. He's playing decent minutes, 26, but once the playoffs roll around, he's going to be playing more like 33, 34, shooting at 48% from the field, 45% from 3. He's definitely a guy that you could see his stats skyrocket once we come up to the NBA playoffs. Now, the per 36 numbers are pretty dang good as well. 22 a night, 6.3 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Those are very good, very promising. So hopefully, once the playoff comes around, once they need that secondary ball handler that can really take care of the ball, Brogdon's going to be the guy. 48% from the field, 45% from 3. He's going to be their guy. He's going to be playing a whole lot more minutes. Now, the help for Al Horford, like we talked about earlier, was supposed to be Danilo Gallinari. Now, Horford's still holding his own. 10 points per game, 6.3 rebounds, 2.7 assists per night. He's still getting it done. Even at the age of 36 years old, that is more than acceptable from your 4-man playing alongside Rob Williams, also providing a little rim protection with about a block per game. And he's shooting at 46% from 3, 49% from the field. I mean, come on now. Those are great efficiency numbers for a dang 36-year-old. Now, at the deadline, they were a little active. They did go out and pick up Mike Muscala from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and so far he hasn't really had that much of an impact. 5 points per game, 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. Just another body to have, I guess. He can also shoot the 3-ball. He hit 4 threes in his first appearance for the Celtics, but on the year shooting at 46% or 43% from the field, 36% from 3. So not bad numbers there, as he's another guy that is efficient, especially from downtown as a 7-footer. They gave up 2 second-round picks for him, so not much of a price to pay. If you throw a pick in front of the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're most likely going to be accepting that trade. So Mike Muscala is in Boston. For how long, I do not know, but for now, he's a Celtic. Now, a guy that is flaming hot right now, Derek White. About the NBA trade deadline, he was averaging 10 points per game. Then he had his career game, of course, against my Charlotte Hornets, and then he just kind of took off. His numbers have ballooned up to 12.5 points per game from 10 a night, 3.3 rebounds, 4 assists, almost 2 more per game than he was averaging at the deadline. He's looking really good. And this time last year, they brought him in. He took the Celtics team to the next level. 46% from the field, 36% from 3 in 26 minutes. This Celtics guard rotation is elite because you probably can throw Jaylen Brown in there in the guard rotation as well. Now, the outlook for the Celtics, taking a look at the standings here, they are currently second in the East, a full 2 games ahead of the 76ers, who are on a bit of a run, and then a full 2 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Cleveland's down there in 4th, New York in 5th. They don't really need to get worried about being caught from behind. The lowest they can slip down to is the 3 seed. And honestly, if things ended today, I would rather be the 3 seed than the 2 seed. I'd rather play the Brooklyn Nets, the new look Brooklyn Nets, who got most of their wins with KD and Kyrie versus the roster they have now, than playing like a Miami Heat team who has been hot the second half of the season. Looking at their schedule the rest of the way, they got San Antonio, which should be a win, Washington, which should be a win, although it is on the road, so maybe that's a game they end up dropping. Milwaukee, at Milwaukee, that's going to be a tough one. That's actually going to be the day this video gets released, so that'll be a good one to watch. Then they play Utah, at Philadelphia, Toronto twice at home, and Atlanta at home. I'm seeing at least 6 wins here. The only 2 tough ones are going to be Milwaukee and Philadelphia, and then the other road game at Washington could be tough, but that's a game they should take care of when you look at the 2 rosters. Of course, the Celtics rocking with Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and company. Now, this is a really, really good Celtics team. I'm looking forward to watching them in the playoffs. They have the perfect blend of offense and defense. It's going to be scary to watch, especially once Malcolm Brogdon starts getting full minutes. Al Horford gets a little help. Yeah, look out for the Celtics. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below, as it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.